going to be talking about my absolute favorite piece in my printed portfolio, and that is none other than the Lake Nona Magazine. What's up, guys? So today I'm just gonna have a chat about basically the conceptualization and the thoughts behind the magazine and how it came to fruition, and basically just some of the major design ideas behind why this magazine was designed to be the way it is, and also just talking about general decisions that were made in the design as well as reasonings behind why this was created in the first place. So just gonna chat about this, basically just an overview about this. If you are interested in an actual InDesign go through, going over the actual InDesign file itself, getting into the nitty-gritty of the actual formatting itself with all of the master styles and paragraph styles, character styles, formatting of the page, layout design, etc. I am more than happy to go over that, but just leave a comment down below, hit your girl up, and I will totally go over that with you guys. But now I'm just gonna go over basically this overview look right here of the actual printed magazine itself, not the digital file or anything. So let's get into it. So not only did I have this awesome opportunity to be able to design an entire magazine from scratch, so cool, I also decided to apply to the American Advertising Awards, which is also known as the Addies, and I applied with photography that I took of the magazine once it was actually printed to publication design, and it actually won a gold for publication design, which I am very honored and grateful and excited about, and obviously could have not done this without my amazing team that I work with. It was totally a team effort, but also a really great experience to be able to design an entire magazine from scratch and also take photography of the magazine, which was pretty fun, and using that in the design application as well. So for the magazine layout itself, wanted to create something that would be able to be utilized from edition to edition, that would stay familial and recognizable, but also be able to be replaced with some elements, especially on the cover. So the cover itself, this white bar with this LN is always going to be there, but this photo behind it can be changed out. And also the edition number as well as the headline articles will always stay the same, and the title of this. So this top section right here is always going to be the same. As well as our call to action, which actually matches the size of the period and the LN right here. Oh yeah, perfect. Wanted to make sure that we had a call to action on the front, and I figured putting a little dot in the corner was a very clean, easy solution for that, and it perfectly matches the size of this, which, love that. Don't you just love when design aesthetics just come together perfectly like this? It's great. For the LN, this was something that was custom created for this magazine specifically because the traditional Lake Nona logo is not our favorite, and that is because it looks like this. Sorry, who decided to use Trajan in this logo? Not cute. And that extended K? It's fine. It's a traditional logo. It is what it is, but we decided to avoid using this because we wanted this to be very design forward and design heavy. So created something that was very recognizable and more of a simplified icon style of the logo and the name Lake Nona. So I did use the font Avenir, which is this font right here. It's a sans serif font that we use very heavily in the Lake Nona branding. For the back of the magazine, wanted to create something that was basically just kind of eye-catching. Like if we had these displayed on a table at the information center, it's like, oh, what's this cool little plaid booklet? Something that doesn't have too much information on the back, because this is already filled with so much information. You don't want to go overboard. So wanted to create something on the back that was just simple, eye-catching, a nice clean design. So went ahead with this buffalo plaid, which I feel like sort of vibes with the whole residential feeling, like people might have a buffalo checkered blanket in their house or something, so this kind of matches with that. And we wanted the entire look of this magazine to kind of feel really casual. Something that people aren't going to pick up that's not like a super glossy booklet or brochure. So instead of doing a booklet or brochure, which is pretty commonplace for a lot of things, we decided to do an editorial magazine that was a little bit more customer friendly, a little bit more casual, a little bit more laid back, and that also goes along with the paper selection that we did for this. So we did a uncoated paper selection for this whole thing. This is not a glossy, super corporate looking brochure. This is like a soft, sort of malleable design of this magazine. And we wanted to make sure that the magazine itself was malleable and able to be moved around, and the cover paper wasn't too thick because this magazine is oversized. This is actually 10 inches wide and 14 inches tall, which is a little bit larger than your typical magazine size. So we wanted to make sure that the paper itself wasn't too strong because we didn't want this to feel like an actual book. We wanted it to feel more casual. We really just wanted the entire magazine to feel casual. The overall design, we just felt like we wanted the magazine to feel casual. So a lot of the design choices in the magazine were because we wanted the magazine to feel casual. 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 Bitch, it's casual. And the paper choice kind of makes this magazine feel casual. Because it is an uncoated paper selection, and also uncoated paper selection is very, I guess you could say, trendy right now. I've seen so many printed pieces from like Mohawk paper and other sort of trendier zines and stuff like that. And uncoated is kind of the way to go right now. More of a coated glossy satin paper, I feel like feels just a little too corporate and not as casual as we wanted this to feel, so that's what we went with. So the typography used in this magazine ranges from serif to sans serif, and I wanted to make sure that there was a complementary and contrasting selection of fonts in this magazine because the magazine is a little bit larger and there are a lot of different articles in here, so using the same font throughout the entire magazine probably would not have created enough contrast. So wanted to create a more of a contrasting font selection, so we did use Avenir and Sentinel, Avenir being our mainly branded Lake Nona font and Sentinel being a Hofler font, which actually pairs very nicely with Avenir. The different sort of letter forms and shapes in Sentinel really contrast the sort of rigid, geometric, very straightforward shapes of the letter forms in Avenir. So those two combined together, I think, make the perfect selection. Most of the articles do use a Avenir typeface with an underline style right here and a heavy weight. That is the same throughout most of the magazine. Wanted to make sure that all of the article titles use the same heavy Avenir style and sentence case so that it became apparent and allows the reader to sort of pick up on these patterns as they're going through the magazine to be able to distinguish between the article titles and maybe a different subheader or a ad per se. Maybe if an ad is using a font that is similar but doesn't have that underline style, I think the underline really helps the font stand out that it is a title of an article. And then also the actual text size of this magazine was pretty important because a lot of magazines, the words can get very small and condensed, and it can just become a block of text that you're not even really interested in reading. And especially this magazine being an extra large size like this, an oversize, we wanted the text size to not be super small. So the smallest text size that I use in this is 9-point Avenir, which Avenir is sort of a larger font. When it's a 9-point size, it's actually not too small. It looks small here from far away, but when you're reading this, it's a perfect size. And what I did for that is I, with my team, printed out a whole bunch of different text sizes. Like Avenir, I would try out in 0.8, 9, and 10. I would actually print that out to scale on paper that was the same size as this, so that you could see to scale what the size of the text is going to be, and also played with the leading, which is the space in between the lines of sentences in your body copy, played with that just printed out a few different scenarios of types of styles for the body text, including the size of the font itself and the amount of leading, space in between each line, the amount of leading. So printed out a few of those, and my team, along with myself, went ahead and decided what the best options for those looked like and what the easiest thing was to read, as well as what generally looked the best within articles in this magazine, because we didn't want it to look out of, you know, a regular composition or anything like that. So the actual hierarchy of the letter forms does work out to be pretty nice in this magazine. So that's pretty much a general overview of the magazine itself and a lot of the background and the design decisions and why we did things the way we did and why I designed things to be a certain way. So thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. Again, if you're interested in the actual InDesign file or the application for the award, then shout out to your girl and I will get on that. But for now, thanks for watching. It's been chill. See ya.